Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, thank you very much for coming to the holy land of Sridham, Mayapur. Even Lord Shiva came here, just about 5 minutes from here. What happened was, in Satya Yuga, a few million years ago, we're in Kali Yuga now. So Satya Yuga, Golden Age, Shiva was sitting on Mount Kailash with Parvati, his wife. And he started dancing in ecstasy, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. And Parvati, she said, "Oh, Prabhu, who is this Gauranga? What are you doing?" And he's dancing in ecstasy, Gauranga, Gauranga. Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu, he is the greatest devotee of the Lord. So Lord Shiva said, in Kali Yuga, the Lord will appear in a place called Mayapur in the district of Nadia in India, on the Ganges River. He'll be the son of Sachi and Jagannath Mishra. He'll appear for the souls of Kali Yuga, the Iron Age, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So this is the great gift in Kali Yuga, that we can also become free from the cycle of birth and death. So then Parvati was saying, I have a terrible job. She is Durga, Mama Maya Duratyaya, Mame Viye Prapadinte, Maya Metam Tarantite, Daiviye Shagunamayi. Krishna says, this Maya is so powerful. Everyone's struggling in the grips of illusion, suffering from the modes of nature, Rajagun, Tamagun. You go to America, Canada, these places, so much Rajagun, passion, Tamagun. You go across the river, then you get Tamagun again. So the whole world is being overrun by this Kali, personality of Kali. He's the agent of Maya. So she's saying to her Lord Shiva, my dear husband, I have such a thankless job keeping everyone in illusion. I'm the body. I'm great. I'm powerful. There's no God. I'm God. Come on. Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, right? Ishvaraham maham bogi, siddhoham balavan sukhi. I'm great. I'm always happy. I give in charity to poor people. I give them charity. I'm very great. There's no God. I'm God. Like this. So she's keeping so many people in this illusion that they're so great. She said, how can I get the mercy of the Lord, of Lord Chaitanya? So she started praying, oh, please, I need your mercy. So 5 minutes from here, there's a Jagannath temple. Did you go yet? Okay. And Lord Chaitanya, she was there, and Lord Chaitanya came there, he appeared to her. And she said, Gauranga, give me also, I want to taste this holy name. In the holy name, there's so much divine love. The holy name, Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sharva Shakti. There's so much potency, divine love in this holy name. We simply have to go deeper and deeper. And what is the holy name? It's non-different from Radha and Krishna and Lord Balaram. Hare, Krishna, Rama. And they have invested all their potencies in the name. So Parvati, she went there and she kneeled down and Gauranga, give me the mercy. I want to taste this holy name nectar. In the age of Kali, the way for self-realization is chanting of the holy name. This Maha Mantra is found in the Narada Purana. Lord Narada Muni himself said this is the chanting of the holy name for this age where we're very, very fallen. Prayane Parisha Shabda, Kale Asmin Yuge Janaha Manda Sumanda. We're not very smart. Manda Bhagihi Upadrutaha. We're always disturbed. The mind is always disturbed in Kali Yuga. We're hankering and then we're lamenting. We can feel misery, we feel disturbed, we feel always something with the mind. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took the kumkum that the women wear, and he put the red kumkum on her. It's called Simanti. Shimanti. This place is called Shimantini, where Lord Chaitanya, God himself, took Parvati and put the red there and blessed her. She can also taste this nectar of the holy name in this Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga is only 5,000 years gone by. There's another 427,000 years to go. And so become so degraded. So degraded. So we're very fortunate. Paraduka Duki, the devotees of the Lord Chaitanya had many disciples who, when they just saw him, they would be blessed with ecstatic love. One was Vasudev Dutt. When the Lord comes, he comes with all his entourage, his devotees. In this age, Lord Chaitanya comes in the mood of a devotee. And the greatest devotee is? Srimati Radharani. No one can parallel or, that is the one who controls Krishna is Radha. Madan Mohan Mohini. She has 25 qualities, and one of the qualities, full control of Krishna. Although Krishna says, Aham Sarvasya Prabha, I'm the source of all the universes, spiritual and material worlds. Yasya Prabha Prabhato Jagananda Koti Koti Shivashesha. All the universes are coming from the pores of Lord Vishnu, who's lying in the causal ocean, where there's a river called Viraja River between the spiritual and material world. And all those universes are coming from an expansion of Krishna called Karna Dakshay Vishnu. And yet Krishna is controlled by Srimati Radharani. Although he's the controller, he says in the 15th chapter, I enter into the planets and maintain their orbits. So all these orbits we see, all these planets are being maintained and kept in orbit by Krishna, he says in the Gita. And yet, when Radharani, one time Krishna was walking through the forest of Vrindavan, and Purnamasi, she arranges meetings with Radha and Krishna. She saw Krishna and some devotees. Today, a wonder beautiful girl is going to get married. And, who's the beautiful girl? And Purnamasi said, Radha. Vrishabhanu Sutta, the daughter of Vrishabhanu. Have you been to Varshana, Radharani's birthplace? It has 4 hills. Those are the heads of Lord Brahma. So as soon as Krishna heard Radha, his hair stood on end. So he's also tasting this prema, divine love. He wants to taste divine love. When his mother was saying, open your mouth, and Krishna opened his mouth, Balaram, he was complaining, this Krishna is eating dirt. And Yashoda, who is in the mood of parental love for God, open your mouth. He showed all the universes in his mouth. Universal form, Virat Rup. And she's, you're the greatest. All the gods come from you. All the universes come from you. You're in everyone's heart. You're in every atom between the atom. You're the supreme, all-pervading being, all-powerful. Krishna got bored. And he just covered her with illusion. The Yoga Maya. In order to experience the pure flow of love of God, Krishna blocks that awe and veneration idea. God is great, little bit of fear there. How can you think of feeding God, Krishna, if you know he's God? He says, I'm the source of the juices that enter into all the leaves and I enter the moon and supply the nourishing juices to all the vegetables and fruits. So therefore he covered Mother Yashoda over, and then she felt so much in the mood of protection, motherly affection for Krishna. And he's very happy to feel that pure, unadulterated, That pure love, ananya, bhaktastu ananyaya shakya, aham evam vidurjuna, gyatum jastum chatadvina, praveshtum cha parantapa. After he showed Arjuna the whole universal form, all these gods come from me. Name prakasha sarvasya. No one knows me perfectly. Even the gods, they all come from me, all the demigods, And then Arjuna said, oh, this is very fearful, this big universal form. Please show me your two-armed form. So Krishna showed his two-armed form, and he says, even if you're a student of the Vedas, even if you're a great yogi, naham vedar na tapasa na danena. If you give all in charity, and you do all worship, and you do all kinds of yoga, all the yoga systems, and you study all the Vedic literatures, he says, that doesn't please me. He says, bhakti-astu. Devotion to Krishna. Devotion to Krishna is the most important thing. Anyone, even a dog, can become a devotee. There was a dog, and Lord Chaitanya was feeding the dog some coconut pulp in Jagannath Puri, and the dog started chanting Hare Krishna. Well, of course, Lord Chaitanya is God. He can make an animal chant Hare Krishna. So, ananyaya means devotion without any motive, any desire. We have gross desire, and then we have the subtle desires. So we become devotees chanting Hare Krishna. But then, within the society, we still have unwanted desires, like desire for prestige. I'm a special devotee, like this. It's called pratishta. Oh, I think I'll be a sannyasi. Then everyone will follow me. So Lord Chaitanya said, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Means that these are the items of value for materialistic people. Wealth, right? And then followers, power. I want power, I want followers, Vote for me. Like this lady that runs West Bengal, she gets votes because she lets them, just do crazy music on and off and no cares for anyone. Like that. So janam, followers. And then sundari means that in this world people are attracted to sex life. That's the big one, right? Man wants a woman wants a man. Like this. So Prahlad Maharaj says, Yan maitunari grihamedi sukami tushcham. Yeah, sex life is fine. Have some children and live within the rules and regulations, within the parameters of spiritual life. Nowadays, of course, it's a little different. It's called lust. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I don't want the prestige of having a handsome husband, beautiful wife, rich man, my husband, or beautiful woman, my wife, like this. I only want Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare, Bhavadat Bhakti Haituki Tvai. I don't even want moksha. He doesn't even want the 5 kinds of moksha, liberation, living with Krishna, Vishnu and the Vaikuntha planets, having the same bodily features in Vaikuntha, enjoying the wealth or opulence of the Vaikuntha planets, and having an association, and then on the planet, living on the Shalokya Mukti. And then Saripya Mukti means people want to merge in the effulgence of God. I'm God, you're God, we're all God. This is in impersonal philosophies. They're very popular nowadays. Lord Chaitanya said, I just want birth after birth to be here to chant Hare Krishna. That's all. Just give me a birth as a worm, as an insect. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Just let me be an insect in the house of a devotee. I can hear Shravanam Kirtanam all day, chanting the glories of the Lord. So this is the process. Kritayadhyayato Vishnu. So Kritayadhyayato Vishnu, like in the older ages, the people would meditate for 10,000 years in icy water. And then Tritayam Yajanomakai, which means that Then in the next stage, they would perform sacrifices. And in the previous age, Dwapara Yuga, Paricharyaya means deity worship, temple worship. You get the same color, Yad Darikirtanam, means in Kali Yuga, you get the same benefit of thousands of years of meditation and austerities by chanting this holy name of Krishna. So we want to go deeper. I mean, Prashadam. We come to this Hare Krishna movement, and in the beginning it's very exciting, very wonderful, everything's nice. And Prabhupada always asked us, please distribute my books. He said, anyone who touches my books, they will become purified, they will become perfect. He said, I didn't write these books, Krishna wrote the books. So the great devotees of the Lord, they're like an instrument or a transcendental via media to the people. They're the mouthpiece, because Krishna always wants to give credit to his devotees, like Arjuna. Krishna could have done the whole battle, but he wanted Arjuna, his devotee, to get the credit. That's how it works. So Srila Prabhupada was empowered by Lord Chaitanya. Krishna Shakti Vina Nahe Tara Pravartana. Kali Kalera Dharm Harinam Sankirtan. Krishna Shakti, that the Lord can enter into someone's body and empower them to do the impossible. And it was impossible to go to New York City in the Bowery with no money, sit in a sidewalk or park, chant Hare Krishna, and create a huge, huge movement, which is going on. Even when he went to Moscow, he went there for a few days, 5 days, and one boy and an Indian boy from the embassy, they were friends. So they saw this devotee, Shyamasundar, walking around dhoti kurta in the middle of Moscow. Soviet Union, very strict. Iron Curtain, very strict. And of course, the KGB were following them around. Prabhupada preached to one person, that devotee, Anatoly, I forgot his name, Anatoly. Anantashanti, yeah. That person became a devotee. And the thing just exploded, it just like mushroomed out. And the whole Soviet Union, people becoming devotees. They were distributing, printing books undercover. They had little printing presses and they would print these books. And I remember in the 80s, Gopal Krishna Maharaj would arrange for printing behind the Iron Curtain. And then they would have a big, Moscow, they had a big book fair. And Prabhupada's books were there. And people would take them, read them. And now we have so many devotees there. China, you know? Very big nation, very first-class people. And Prabhupada sent Tamal Krishna Maharaj there. He said, go and preach there. And now I meet people from China, and it's very strict government, but people are becoming devotees in many cities like that. So all over the world, this Sankirtan movement is spreading because it's the plan of the Supreme Lord. Believe it or not, the Supreme Lord appeared here and walked in this area with his lotus feet. God himself, you know. He did so many pastimes. He showed his universal form at the house of Srivas Thakur. He showed his form as Lord Varaha at the house of Murari Gupta. So this whole area is imbued with spiritual potency. This is the Holy Land where God himself appeared. And it's called revealed. It's revealed to us from within the heart. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mahamupiyan. Krishna reveals everything within our hearts. Oh no, there's no God. Life came from matter, chemicals. I don't see God. Why should I believe in God? Okay. But we see that the whole world is under this heavy, heavy problems, always conflict, always suffering. And it's been going on historically for hundreds of years. People are always invading and killing and exploiting, and it's just Kali Yuga. So Queen Kunti, she said that Janmaishar Varya Shuta Shribir Edamana Madapaman Daimar Hati Atibatum Vai Trauma Kinchana Gocharam. People become exhausted from all this stuff going on in Kali Yuga. And they start looking, okay, I want some answers. And they meet a guy in the street in Chile. Where are you from? Chile? Meet a guy in Chile. And he, oh, Hare Krishna. Oh, this guy looks really happy. You know? Meet a guy somewhere in the world and they seem happy. People are looking. People are searching. And Madhyamadikari means the middle section of devotees, middle devotee. They recognize the God in everyone's heart. They associate only with devotees, spiritual-minded people, devotees. They avoid the association of materialistic people. Oh, come, let's go to the bar. Oh, let's go have some sense pleasure, you know. No, sense pleasure is like poison. It says in the beginning it's like nectar, and in the end it's just like poison, you know. It says that in the Bhagavad Gita, right? So the devotee avoids those who are inimical to spirituality. People are inimical, they're called asura. Unsaintly people. Teshu, asanteshu mudeshu, kanditatmashu asadushu, sangam nakuyat shtroteshu, yoshit mriga krida mrigeshu cha. Kapila Dev speaks to his mother in the 3rd canto of Bhagavatam. He says, Teshu asanteshu mudeshu. Don't associate with animalistic people. Asanteshu, no saintly qualities. They're full of envy. They're full of greed. They're full of lust. They're full of jealousy. They just, false pride is there. Harshness is there. Like this. These are the qualities of the unsaintly. Because they're associating with the lower modes. Kanditat means asadushu. Asadushu means unsaintly. Asadushu. Sangam nakurya. Don't associate with them. Avoid their association. Associate with devotees. And yoshit kridam egeshicha. They're like little play dogs in the hands of women, materialistic women. So that is going on in our society. You know, if a woman is very beautiful, she becomes a wealthy movie star. Everyone's like this, you know. And if a man is very wealthy, then the women are like this. So this is a materialistic environment. Chanakya Pandit says, Srinam rupam pativratam. The beauty of a woman is her chastity. The beauty, that's the real beauty of a woman, is her chastity, self-control. Right? Otherwise, dancing dog in the hands of women, this verse Kapila Dev is saying. So we have to be careful because the whole world is overrun with this passion, you know, Rajagun passion, and Hollywood, Bollywood. Oh, it's all simply a contamination of the heart and the consciousness, the mind. So devotee avoids materialistic people, associates with devotees who are always engaged in chanting the names of Krishna and following the Acharya, the great Acharya. We're so fortunate. You know, there's people walked around here that could see Krishna everywhere. Yomam pasati sarvasya sarvam chamai. You can see, like Prabhupada once told this theologian from UCLA Berkeley, Dr. Stilson Judah. He loved Prabhupada. In fact, he had in his house, he had an altar. And he's a Christian, so he had Jesus, and he had Prabhupada next to Jesus on the altar. And how do we know this? His daughter used to play with the girl next door. Now she's a grown woman, And she bought a Bhagavad Gita in 2016 from a devotee in Santa Monica. And she said, I know this Stilson Judah. I'm a friend of his daughter's. And I used to play in his basement, and he had a picture of this Swami next to Jesus. So impressed, you know. So those are people we want to associate with. And the great personalities, like so Prabhupada told Stilson Judah one day, that because you haven't seen someone who has seen God, it doesn't mean that no one has seen God. Just because you haven't seen someone that's has seen God. And he challenged like this. So this is a great, great benediction on us that we have taken to Lord Krishna's, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's transcendental Sankirtan movement. We're very fortunate. We have to remain fortunate. Control the mind. Chanchala himana. Mind is restless. So we want to survive so we can develop our love of God. In our beginning stages, there's 4 elements in sadhana bhakti. So we're doing Vedic Bhakti. And the second part of sadhana bhakti is Raganuga Bhakti, or when you feel spontaneous desire to always please Krishna, always remember Krishna 24 hours a day. But we're in the beginning stage. And the 4 elements in that stage, the first is Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. Strong faith, just like people that have faith. There's no God. Okay, that's your atheistic religion. We have faith because we're tasting the holy name. And our mind comes under control. So we have the faith that Prabhupada is guiding us and taking us back to Krishna. Shraddha. And our faith has to become more and stronger, more thick like condensed milk. And then Nishta. Second one is Nishta, means we become fixed. We want to associate with devotees, we want to chant, we want to read Prabhupada's books, and we're eager to chant every day, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. So we make ourselves strong by being Nishta, fixed, so that we can help others. We arm ourselves because Prabhupada said, you're my soldiers. We're in Chicago getting punched in the face, selling books in the airport, and people come and punch you right in the face. Get out of my way. Or hit you with their briefcase, you know. Pretty heavy place, airport Sankirtan. So we become strong, we become fixed. No, we're doing the right thing. And then Ruchi. Ruchi means taste. That we start tasting the flavor of the holy name is full of nectar, it's full of wonderful taste. And so Ruchi is a taste. And then Ashakti means we start understanding that the holy name is a person. No difference. Nama Chintamani Krishna. The name of Krishna and Krishna is no difference. So we get Ashakti means the beginning of affection for God's name and God, therefore God. We develop an affection when we go and stand before the deity Radhamadava, like Tara. He's always offering his prayers to the Lord every morning. And we see that is Krishna standing looking at us. It's marble. It's not some sculpture. It's Krishna's there. He enters that form for us because we can't see him yet. And so that is Shakti. Some affection is there for the deity, for the holy name. We feel attachment, we feel affection for Radha Govinda in Brooklyn Temple on Schermerhorn. Beautiful deity given to Prabhupada by the Queen of Jaipur. She gave that Prabhupada that deity. It's old deity. It's not recently carved. It's very old. You look at that Govinda deity. Very beautiful. So God is very beautiful. His name is very beautiful. Full of nectar. That is Ruchi, taste, and then Ashakti means some affection. We develop an affection. And of course we have to avoid the the different offenses to the holy name. Don't feel angry at any Vaishnava, any devotee. Don't be sadhu ninda. Don't offend the devotee. Don't get in an argument like this. In fact, devotees don't even want to get into arguments with the non-devotees. It's okay, my fault, sorry. Next. We don't get into arguments. People come and tell us Jesus is the only way and Muhammad is the only way. Okay, Hare Krishna, thank you. Like that. So avoid the 10 offenses. Haridas Thakur tells Lord Chaitanya, and Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes that book called Harinam Chintamani. In that book, Haridas Thakur is telling Lord Chaitanya, these are the 10 offenses that have to be avoided. This holy name is so powerful that when Lord Chaitanya was chanting in the forest of Jharkhand, walking to Vrindavan, he went through a forest, and the tigers were chanting and getting pure love of God. The trees, he says, when the trees are echoing, they're not echoing. They're chanting Hare Krishna, even the trees. He said, if you just say Krishna once, that name of Krishna will free you from more sins that you could commit in millions and millions of births and deaths. It is so powerful, we have no idea. Haridas Thakur Namacharya, he's trying to appease Lord Chaitanya because God, he has an intimate relationship with us. We're the little tiny little soul, and Krishna is the super soul. And he accompanies us in every single incarnation we have. Oh, you want to eat meat? Okay, here, take a tiger body, no problem, I'll take care of you. So like that, whatever you desire, Krishna's there accompanying you in every single incarnation you have. Now we got the human body. It's very, very rare. We don't want to miss the chance, take advantage. Don't take it lightly. Don't be complacent. Don't become despondent. Don't let your mind tell you, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like these people. The mind is attacking. Bandhur atmat manastasya yenat mayana atmana jita. If you control your mind, the mind becomes bandhu, your friend. Otherwise, the mind becomes kshatriya, your enemy. So controlling your mind means waking up early during the Brahma Muhurta hour and chanting very attentively the holy names of the Lord. Prabhupada has requested us to chant 16 or 28,000 names of God or 16 malas. And here in Mayapur, Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada's guru sat in the forest for 10 years. He chanted 10 billion names of God. Have you been there? Rudra Deep? Yeah, you have to go there. There's a temple there with Bhakti. Go ahead.
Mahaprabhu deity is there, which Bhaktisiddhanta carved, and he chanted to him for 9 years and 4 months. So this deity has all of Bhaktisiddhanta's energy, and we were with him just the other day. Yeah.
And he has his Radha Krishna deity is there?
From 1936.
From 1936, so it's almost 100 years old. It's not far from here.
Just turn left at
Bhaktisiddhanta was sent by Lord Chaitanya from the spiritual world to rejuvenate the movement of Sankirtan movement, because in Kali Yuga so much going on. Sometimes the movement goes into a slump and then it goes up again, and then someone's like Srila Prabhupada, he was empowered to take it outside. All the devotees under Bhaktisiddhanta, he was saying, go to the West, go outside of India. They were caught up in nationalism here, get rid of the British and all that. Only one went to the West and was successful, Srila Prabhupada. He went on a cargo boat, he landed in. Where's the Boston? There's he landed in Boston, Commonwealth Pier. He said, what am I doing here? People are like so under the modes of nature. We were all hippies, we were in the mode of ignorance, smoking ganja and all this nonsense. But we were frustrated, looking for a new way, a new idea. So anyway, that is the idea that this holy name, we avoid the offenses. And then Haridas Thakur told Lord Chaitanya that inattentive chanting is the cause of all the other 9 offenses. Chanting mechanically, forgetting that this holy name is God Himself come to us. So we just chant Hare Krishna, I gotta hurry up, get my rounds done so I can go and do my service. No, this is your service. This is the most important thing, is this the core element of everything we do is just chanting. This is Lord Chaitanya's mercy, that He's invested so much potency in this name. And Prabhupada said, even if you don't understand the philosophy, if you're not intellectually inclined or whatever, you don't understand the whole, just chant Hare Krishna and take prasadam. Because prasadam is accepted by Krishna. Tanaham bhakti taritam ashnami. Yeah. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yomeba. So, prasadam is very powerful. It's God in the form of food. So that's all we can say today. Haridas Thakur is the Namacharya. He lived in this area. He lived in Benapola, which is now in Bangladesh. It's about 45-minute drive from here, where he's chanting every day, 300,000 names of God. And even Maya Devi, Lord Shiva's wife, came and took initiation from him. First of all, she tried to make him fall down, but he didn't. She came to his cave. He had a cave in Shantipur, which was given to him by Advaita Acharya. And he was chanting, and this extremely beautiful woman came. It was Lord Shiva's wife, stunningly beautiful. And she was making all kinds of feminine poses. And he said, Hare Krishna. He said, you're so young, please fulfill my desire, be merciful. Oh, when I'm finished my japa. And she waited and waited. And next morning, she left, and then she came again like this, trying to attract him. And finally, she offered her respects to Haridas Thakur. She said, please initiate me into the chanting of the holy name. And she revealed that she is Maya Devi, Lord Shiva's wife. I am the one keeping everyone in illusion. And she took Diksha from Haridas Thakur. She took initiation from him into the chanting of the holy name. She was so convinced by his power of self-control. So Maya is very strong. She comes and has many different weapons, so we have to be careful. We have to humbly associate with the devotees. Lord Chaitanya and Haridas Thakur were discussing, and Lord Chaitanya says, you take this verse and string the holy names on the string of this verse. Trinadapi sunechana, Turorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya saha Hare. One can chant the holy name in a humble state of mind, feeling oneself Lord in the straw on the street, more tolerant than a tree, ready to offer all respects to everyone, and not expecting any respect from anyone. In this way, one will chant the holy name constantly. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu put emphasis on this mental state. I'm the most fallen, I'm Lord in straw. Sanatana Goswami, the prominent disciple of Chaitanya, and Rupa Goswami, they met Lord Chaitanya in a place called Ramakeli, which is near Shantipur, not far. And this was the first time. And they were just like Muslims because they were ministers in the Muslim government, the ruling Muslims of this country at the time. And they were highly placed ministers, very wealthy. They had boatloads of gold. And when they saw Lord Chaitanya, they took grass and put it in their teeth. And they took a rope and put it around their neck. And And they offered it and said, we are the most fallen. I don't even know. People say I'm very learned and qualified, but Amike, who am I? Who am I? I have no knowledge. Give me knowledge. So Lord Chaitanya, he instructed these two great ghost personalities in the process of devotional service. Detailed explanation of the process of Bhakti Yoga. So many different elements there, so many different constraints and positives and negatives and so on that we have to know how to behave as a devotee and so on. And what is the goal of life? The goal of life is how Nayanam Galadashu Daraya Badanam Gadgada. When I chant this name, tears come to my eyes. When I chant this name, my throat starts choking up. Emotional, spiritual emotion, divine emotion comes when I chant the holy name. That is what Lord Chaitanya is trying to give us. When we saw Srila Prabhupada, sometimes he would look at us, all these young people, young Americans sitting, we're all like 20 years old. He couldn't believe it. He could not believe so many thousands of kids. And tears would come to his eyes, Sometimes he couldn't even speak. Because he tried to please Bhakti Siddhanta, his guru. And just by that, trying to please him, Lord Chaitanya just entered into his heart, into his body, and just did incredible things. And he said, this is a miracle. He said, people say, oh, Swami, what miracle can you do? The Swamis, they go to the West, oh, do miracle. I said, look, all these young people, they grew up in the West, high school, nonsense, parties, all this, right? The American way. Look at them. They're practicing brahmacharya. They're chanting the holy names of God. And he said they became addicted to the holy name. Addicted to Krishna. He said they're addicted to Krishna. He was so amazed, And when you saw Prabhupada, he was glowing. It was like a glowing person, just no question, no doubt this person is with Krishna in the spiritual world. He's with Krishna. Completely, love of God is there. Very, very powerful thing, very profound to see that. Very compelling. And people would come and visit him, scholars, professors, and they were just amazed by Srila Prabhupada's presence, by his aura, by his God, Krishna consciousness. The real thing, the real authentic spiritual life. So I'll stop there and we'll say Haribol.
Just one question.
Yes, Prabhu.
What was your experience meeting Prabhupada the first time?
Well, we were searching for sure. There was all these protest songs with Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan used to hang out with devotees. We even used to go and bring him prasadam at all his concerts. So he was influenced by the Hare Krishna movement. Anyway, there was all these protest movements, musicians going on like Bob Dylan and others, and Woodstock Festival and all this. So the devotees came out of that youth movement. Prabhupada said, yes, the hippies are our best customers. We were definitely materially exhausted. We were searching. We were protesting against, the war in Vietnam. We were protesting against the civil rights, inequity in America and so on. So we were like, what's going on here? This is the wealthiest, most powerful country, and there's so much people dying and so much injustice and all this. So something's wrong. So we're searching, and Prabhupada, he came there. So when I met Prabhupada, I was like, wow, most of us, when we saw Prabhupada, we became like I'll do anything for Prabhupada. We just rush out in the streets, I mean, we just took Chicago was the first airport we opened. And there was a civil liberties movement there, and the cops would always arrest us on the street. So the civil liberties lawyers, they said, you get arrested 10 times, and we'll take it to the Supreme Court. And they took it to the Supreme Court, and we won. Freedom of religious expression. And we opened the airport. And then we opened up from there, just a domino thing. All the airports were open. So we were just like revolutionaries, We were like hardcore. Like we were so inspired by Srila Prabhupada. We were just like, this is Kali Yuga, everyone's in Maya, we're going for it, We're doing anything it takes. And we gave our entire life. Probably God brothers would say, oh, these they have no culture, how can you give them Brahmin initiation? Look at sometimes we pick Drupadi up with our left hand, and his God brothers would flip out, no, don't use your left hand. Yes, he said, but they've given their lives to me. That's what Prabhupada told his God brothers. Why are you criticizing? They've given their lives to me. And one devotee, Malati, she would come, she made prasadam for Prabhupada. His God brothers were sitting there, right here in Mayapur. He said, this is my disciple Malati. He said, I'm very tough on her, but at any moment she can slit her neck for me, and I will slit my neck for her. Dedication, dedication. We were rebellious, we were angry. And then Prabhupada came, and he just channeled that energy, youthful energy, like 20-year-old kids, lots of energy. And we had no fear. Go ahead, arrest me. Go ahead, beat me up. I don't care. This is it. This is the greatest thing about to happen in this age of Kali. We knew it. So Prabhupada, when I saw him, he looked at me in Los Angeles, and I was just like, get up early, 3 o'clock, japa, do the whole thing, and then rush out, go hit people at the airport. We're like that. It's like he said, soldiers or mercy, whatever, attacking Maya. So he looked at me and he said, take it easy. He said, this is a gradual process, We're just I guess you say overzealous. Is that the word? Zealots. Take it. It's a gradual process. Bhakti yoga is a gradual process. We're thinking, okay, we're going to chant Hare Krishna. We're going to go on Harinam, Sankirtan. We're going to do Sri books, and Krishna will reveal himself to us within 10 years. We'll see God. No. It may take a few lifetimes. It's but we're on the journey. We're on our journey. And we have to take it gradually, and we have to keep going, hold on to Srila Prabhupada. Because the Maya is very, very powerful. How many of we used to have 200-300 Prabhupada disciples here in Mayapur when I came here in 1977. Now there's about 12 of us. So the path is not easy. Bhaktisiddhanta said the road back to Krishna is full of stones and sharp twigs. So this journey is a challenge, not easy, but you keep trying. And even if you have your problems, which we all have, if you have your difficulties, as we've seen, historically we've seen, Iskcon, Krishna loves you. And Krishna, even if you're a fallen devotee, you do the most abominable thing, Krishna prefers that to some big person that's, into like Brahman realization and we're all God and all this, but he's perfect. Perfect, he's very moral, he's very this, very that, self-control, this and that. I was just reading, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishna is so full of love for his devotee, even the devotee is struggling. And there will be struggle. There will be struggles. But Krishna is just really grateful that you're chanting his holy name every day and trying. And he will help you. He will gradually purify you to pure Bhakti Yoga. This is called sridham. When you chant the pure holy name, you're not chanting Hare Krishna, but you're chanting the pure holy name. Sometimes we're chanting and it's just K-R-S-N-A, K-R-N-S-N-A, H-A-R-E. When you get to that stage, and Krishna will bring us there, you're chanting Krishna's holy name. Sridham, it's called Sridham, that stage. That's what we're aiming for. It takes time. So thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Did the prasadam come? Or, yeah?
Could you briefly just speak about your initiation and Srila Prabhupada's departure?
So like Vancouver was a big hippie town in those days, and the government of Canada, the Prime Minister was a hippie.
Your microphone.
Oh, sorry. His name was Pierre Trudeau. And he used to hang out with the Rolling Stones. And he would go to the Parliament buildings with sandals and a Mexican poncho, and he would smoke hashish, you know. But he was very intelligent. So he didn't agree with the war in Vietnam. So in those days, Vancouver was full of hippies from all over America, and a big, huge movement, protest movements were going on. There was Vancouver, then there was San Francisco, like that big hippie movement on the West Coast. So so many people joined in Vancouver, and so we drove down to meet Prabhupada in Portland, Oregon. And my name was Chris. And you know, this time everyone's rushing around, and we're all young, and we go out at 4 a.m. chanting our japa. And the people would call the police. And there was like 300 devotees walking around the neighborhood at 4 a.m. They're all in Maya. They're all in Maya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. At the top of our lungs, you know. And the cops would come and be like, "You don't know who you are. You're not the body." They were like completely like radical. And so Prabhupada came there, and the guy, one devotee, Pradyuman, was choosing names from our different books. You know, so he chose my name, and because my name is Chris or Christopher, he thought I was a girl. Christine, right? Hey, Christine. So Prabhupada's sitting there, and I come up, and Pradyumna, he gives Prabhupada the name of each person coming up to take initiation. I think it was 50 devotees taking initiation. And he looks at this, and he goes, "What is this nonsense?" But he said it under his voice. But when Prabhupada's angry, it's like a hurricane hitting you. Pradyumna's like, "What is this nonsense?" And you could just feel his power coming off of him. Pradyumna's like cowering. And he said, "This is a girl's name." He said, "I will choose his name." And Prabhupada looked up, and then he said, "Your name is Kripanidhi Das." Kripanidhi means the ocean of mercy. Ocean of Kripa. Kripa means mercy. Nidhi means ocean. Ah, Haribo. And then Prabhupada was saying, "You're going out doing harinam sankirtan every day for 6-7 hours. We just go out in the streets and chant, and we get a crowd of people, and then we give them back to God in magazines, and they give us a quarter." That's how it was. And then we go to the Safeway in the different places, and they give us spoiled potatoes, and you know, but they were in great shape. Like they give us bananas. Bananas had a few spots. "Oh, you guys can take it." Then there's so much dairy, and you know it would be expired, and so the dairy farms, they come and take as much dairy as you want. It's like they're giving away all this stuff. "Okay, we're taking." So that's how the movement started. There's tiny little houses, and we would go and get this, I forgot what they call it, spoiled vegetables and fruits, and they were actually great shape, you know. And we'd make feasts, and then every Every Sunday we had the Sunday Love Feast. Prabhupada called it the Love Feast. He started that. And we get like little houses, you know. We get 200-300 hippies coming. You know, yeah, if you want some good food, you go to the Hare Krishna temple on Sunday. Even Steve Jobs, he would walk from Stanford to our temple in San Francisco on Market Street. Every Sunday he'd get a good meal. So he liked the Hare Krishnas. So that's how it went. And then when that was 72, Prabhupada initiated. And then it just was a Hare Krishna explosion, it was just like waves of people joining in those days. Of course, there was so many different swamis and yogis coming over and telling people that they were God, and you just pay me this money and you get a mantra, and this mantra will give you liberation. You can become rich if you chant this. All this kind of nonsense. So people come to me and say, is this guy really God? Guru Maharaji. He would do rasa dance with all his groupies, you know, in these big stadiums. I think we were in, I forget what place it was, maybe in Miami. It was a big stadium. And he was doing rasa dance, like Krishna has rasa dance. And then what happened was, of course, what happened? He fell down with one of his gopis. It was a complete scandal for him. He ran back to India. And his mother said, oh no, he's not God anymore. His brother is God. His brother is God. So they sent the brother up. But it was all like impersonalism. So people would come to us, can this guy be God? I said, God? He gets a toothache and he goes to the dentist and you say he's God? What do you mean? You know, it's impersonalism philosophy. So that was going on. So many swamis were coming. Some of them were like Mahesh Yogi. One of my favorite godbrothers, he was in San Francisco and he was an assistant to Maharishi Yogi. And so he asked Maharishi Yogi one day, are you really a Swami? And Maharishi said, no, I'm not really a Swami. You know, he was having affairs. So, so he said, but if you want to meet a real Swami, you meet Bhaktivedanta Swami. So that devotee, he bought this mantra for $250 from TM people. And then he came to the temple and he met Jayananda, who was famous devotee. He started the Ratha Yatras. And Jayananda would have a big bucket of halava. And so he knocked on the door, come in, come in. He gave him halava and he never left, you know. So like that, the movement was just waves and waves. The first Ratha Yatra we did festival in San Francisco, near Lionsgate Park, I guess. Lionsgate Park is called? Golden Gate Park, right. Thousands of hippies, like 30,000, 40,000 people came, all got prasadam. They're all chanting Hare Krishna. We had the famous mantra rock and all this. So this happened all through the 70s. And then in 77, Srila Prabhupada got very ill. He was 82 years old almost. No, he was 82, right? 81. And so I was a young brahmachari. I was a brahmachari for 11 years. So I was a young brahmachari at the time. And I came to Vrindavan because we were chanting for Prabhupada. All the temples are asked, send some devotees and you chant for Srila Prabhupada. So I came to Srila Prabhupada's room in November 77, maybe a week before he left. And we go and chant for him every day. And he hadn't eaten for months. He was just having a japa of some juice, you know. And there was an Ayurvedic doctor attending to Srila Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was, without anything, he was lying there and he was translating his Bhagavatam. He was giving purports to the Bhagavatam, 10th canto. And then some of his godbrothers would come and visit him. Like, some of them were like very, very spiritual, like Babaji, Krishnadas Babaji came and he walked past me and I went, whoa! You know, he would just chant all day, 24 hours a day, hardly any sleeping. And he was potent. So he came to Srila Prabhupada. He said, "You're the greatest acharya. You've done more than any other acharya. Look at what you've done, you know." And he's glorifying Prabhupada. So then Prabhupada left. The doctor, Kaviraj, Ayurvedic doctor, he said, we were having lunch at 1 o'clock. And the Ayurvedic doctor felt his pulse and said he's going to leave his body right after 7 o'clock. It was within minutes. He knew, is that, expert. So we all rushed to Prabhupada's room, and we were all chanting Prabhupada Hare Krishna mantra. Prabhupada was lying there listening the whole time. And then at that point, he just opened his mouth, he said, Hare Krishna. And then the whole pandemonium, people rolling on the ground, tears, panic, hysteria, like this. So I was there. And my governing body devotee, Jagadish, he was in charge of the West Coast. So he was saying, well, we have to dig the samadhi for Prabhupada. So we dug it. It was 10 by 10 by maybe 12 or 15. And it was very sandy in that area. It's called Raman Reti, sandy. And all the sannyasis, they're all there. And he's saying, please, we need volunteers. There's no backhoes there in those days. Nothing, just a spade. He's saying, we need volunteers to dig Prabhupada's samadhi. I'll do it. I put my hand up. And no one, they were, oh, we're too tired, this and that. I said, no, I'll do it. So I put my hand up and, okay. So I got a shovel. And then one other devotee from Seattle, his name's Abhinanda, my godbrother. He said, I'll do it. But then he had to go and get flowers for Prabhupada's samadhi and the ceremony the next day. So he went off with Pita Das. Pita Das was standing there next to me. And he thought, oh, I can't do it. I'll break down. I'll faint, something. He was really upset. But he went and got flowers in Loy Bazaar. So they went off, and I started digging. And I dug from about 7:30, 8 o'clock until 6 in the morning. Prabhupada Samadhi. I was 25 years old or something. I thought it was a great service, And so that was my personal service to Srila Prabhupada in 1977. I just dug the whole samadhi, like it's not a grave, but samadhi tomb. And then the next day they had the ceremonies and all Prabhupada's godbrothers came. And the first thing, Prabhupada's god-nephew, his name is Narayan Maharaj, and he has a lot of following. He was asked to be the MC and do all the rituals and so on. So he had to speak. He was a chief guest. The first thing he said was, Kali Kalera Dharm, Harinam Sankirtan, Krishna Shakti Vinanai, Tara Pravardhan. He said, no one can accomplish this great miracle unless he's empowered by God. That's how he started his talk. He recognized, although many Prabhupada's godbrothers, they were very critical. Why are you going to these foreign people, meat eaters, and giving them Brahmin? Why are you giving women Brahmin initiation? It's unheard of, Why are you giving these foreigners, these Americans, sannyas? How dare you, They're stuck in this caste system, But Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Striyo Vaishashtata Sudra, anyone can be a great devotee of the Lord. So Prabhupada applied that. And so these godbrothers came, but this one person, Narayan Maharaj, just completely eulogized Srila Prabhupada. It's a great personality that has done a great miracle and established the Sankirtan movement. For the next 10,000 years, there'll be this Sankirtan movement will spread throughout the world, and we will learn how to love God again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.